How's it going today? My name is Sad Surfer X, Blue Falcon Leader signing in, and today we are going to have a nice long rant. Not really, it'll probably be about 15 minutes, but I figured that while I do this rant, I'm going to play one of the best known arcade games in existence, and of course that is Final Fight. We all dumped tons of quarters into this game. It was epic. It still is epic. However, I am playing a fighting game, and I thought it would be appropriate considering my rant is going to be about what is considered today to be sports entertainment, or as I like to call it, professional wrestling. That's right, I still use the W word. I don't really care. See, here's the deal. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, which means I grew up with wrestling from the 80s and the 90s. Huge fan growing up. Huge, massive fan. Alright, let's begin this shit. Let's rock this bitch. I'm gonna go with Hagar. Yeah. Because I feel like beating the crap out of some people. But it's just, I don't know, it bothers me. And it just, to know what has become of something that I enjoyed so much as a child. You know, I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. I was one of the Hulkamaniacs, you know. I remember when him and Savage teamed up and whooped some massive ass. I've seen Hulk Hogan body slam Andre the Giant. I mean, these moments they talk about as historical and epic within professional wrestling, I've seen, and I remember. And then I watched wrestling today, and I'm, well, for lack of a better word, bored. I mean, there's nothing entertaining going on about it. It's, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. You know, there's a lot of characters they have, and a lot of individuals they push, who shouldn't be pushed, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I haven't seen a great face, you know. I mean, I guess a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that it's now PG. That is one of the lamest things I've ever heard. And then, you know, they even go as far as to pit two generations of wrestling against each other, with, you know, obviously one being a face and one being the heel. And that irritates me, you know. It's like, I grew up watching, I remember when The Rock debuted as Rocky Maivia, and he was goofy as hell. I mean, he looked, if you would have seen The Rock when he debuted compared to The Rock, who he is today, most of his fans would probably laugh. He looked ridiculous. His hair was longer. He had this blue outfit that he wore. He looked goofy. However, the man's presence in the ring, even dressed like that, you could tell then that he was going to go places. You could tell he was going to go far. But of course, given his family, it was, you know, duh. That's the best I can come up with. But we don't get that today, you know? I mean, who's The Rock's supposed big opponent come WrestleMania next year? John Cena. The guy who represents the PG, the now generation of wrestling fans. I can't tell you how much that pisses me off as a wrestling fan. You know, I don't want someone who comes in and is like, oh, I'm PG, I don't use swear words, and I'm a nice guy, and I don't do, you know, I don't fight dirty because it's not the right thing to do. I don't want this guy fighting The Rock. Why? Because The Rock comes across as the heel, as the bad guy. Because The Rock doesn't play fair. The Rock handles his shit. The Rock swears. He runs his mouth. He backs it up. John Cena, unfortunately, you know, the character is boring. I don't want to watch some dude, you know, who, when he first entered the wrestling world, was actually decent. You know, he was actually really good. And the persona they gave him was fantastic. I loved the rapping persona. I really did. And the fact that he was white made it even better. I mean, this is not some racial thing, but it's just because his rapping was so bad, and he put out this album. You know, if he were black, you wouldn't buy it. But the fact that he's white and a terrible rapper, you buy in a heartbeat. I mean, let's just face the facts here. You've got a guy like John Cena who grew up in the, you know, did not grow up in a ghetto area. He just didn't. He grew up in white bread America. Damn it! He grew up in white bread America. Okay, he did. So, for him to go like, oh, I'm gonna become a rapper now, and I'm gonna, you know, rap about how times are tough and how things... The dude wouldn't know a tough time if it hit him in the face. But again, that's what made it work. You know, even when he was questionable as a heel or a face, you know, it was good. It worked. One of my favorite memories actually has to do with some interaction between John Cena and Stephanie McMahon. And somehow they got on the subject about tapping ass. So I think John Cena mentioned something about wanting to tap her ass. You know, I thought it was great. And then, so how does Stephanie respond? She leans over the top rope and lets John Cena walk up behind her and literally tap, like with his fingers, tap her ass. It was awesome. I mean, that was the best thing ever. Because here you got John Cena playing a character and playing it to the T, you know? That's exactly how that conversation would go down, and that's what would have happened. And it fit. But now he's got this, you know, ever since, like, the Marine came out, okay, he brought on this wannabe Marine persona, and it pisses me off, because I'm actually a Marine. That's the thing. I actually went to boot camp. I actually am a Marine. I'm a freaking, you know, I actually earned that title, and here he's calling himself one because of some lame-ass movie he put out. You know? And yes, the movie was lame. I saw it. Terrible. Anytime the movie had an opportunity to flourish, it was, like, kicked in the nuts, because WWE didn't want to cross that line. You know, they didn't want to make it too violent. And it just weakened the movie, and they did the same damn thing with The Condemned. You know, here you got a movie with one of the biggest stars within WWE, and what do? They neuter it. You know, the movie was... The Condemned wasn't that terrible, but it could have been so much better if someone would have loosened the vice grips on the nutsack of the writers and the directors. You know, I mean, it would have been so bad to watch Vinnie Jones actually gut somebody. Given the concept and the premise of that movie, it would have fit. It would have been violent, but it would have fit. You know, that's... And I guess going into that movie, that's what a lot of us wanted to see. A lot of us wanted to see Stone Cold Steve Austin literally beat someone to death. Because that's the kind of character he's always portrayed. So for us to be denied that was irritating. But I'm getting off topic here. My rant today is about professional wrestling. Be it WWE or TNA. Okay. I don't like either one, to be perfectly honest. TNA seems to be going the way of WWF. You know, it's got all this old... It's using a lot of old star power to get its name across. And that sucks. Because TNA actually has talent. AJ Styles is talent. He just is. But, you know, he's undercarded by these quote-unquote old-school wrestlers. Like, well, we all know who they are, so I'm not going to drop names in that area. So you have a lot of these, you know, young, up-and-coming wrestlers who are being overlooked and tossed aside for the veteran. That sucks. You know, and WWE is no better. John Cena is obviously considered to be the golden boy within WWE. The thing is, like, he can't do any wrong, and it's irritating. You know, I don't want to see John Cena win every week. I don't want to see him lose the title at one pay-per-view only to get it back at the next. You know, ooh, you know, that's not good. That's terrible writing. And I realize that chances are John Cena doesn't have a big say in that. You know, he pretty much just does what he's told. You know, if the writers say, hey, you're gonna lose it, but then you'll get it back next week, you know, he's gonna do what he's told. Which I get. You know, he's under contract, he wants to keep his job. He's not doing anything wrong. I'm just tired of seeing it. You know, this whole angle with CM Punk has been, especially after the promo he cut on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago, that was amazing. I mean, I had goosebumps. I hadn't seen anything that good, that real, on WWE or F in years. Actually, I take that back. I haven't seen anything like that on WWE since WWF. And that's, I mean, to me, that's bad. That just sucks because they could have been doing this the whole time. Ugh, you bastard. But they chose not to. You know, they chose to instead... Wow. They chose instead to go the route of, let's make John Cena a hero. And what you're left with is a product that nobody really wants to watch, except for, you know, little kids. You know, everybody's like, oh, damn, I hate this dude. Oh, I knew I should have gotten the hell out of the way. Douchebag. Oh, come on. I hit that in time and you bastards know it. But it's... I know I'm merely a fan. WWE doesn't want to talk to people like me. Ugh. Why does he get away with doing that? Oh, that is bullshit. Oh, I'm not even going to hit continue because I know exactly where it's going to start me off at. So I'm going to go ahead and end my rant here. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. You listen, you watch, I appreciate it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the wrestling aspect, because I'm kind of curious, you know? I'm just one voice. I want to know what the masses think, and if you're just some fanboy who's going to be like, oh, well, I love John Cena, and he should be the only one with the title, you better be able to back it up. That's all I got to say. You gotta be able to back it up. You know, whatever conviction you have, back it up. Let me hear your reasoning. Don't be a fanboy. Let me hear what you got. This has been Ben Satzer for X Blue Falcon signing out.